This past weekend, the super duper epic Blast Premier Fall Finals came to a close. And by God, is there a lot to talk about. Blame and Config are bringing Astralis back. Heroic are most definitely not onliners. FaZe are on the brink of something great. Simple remains a divinity, and Bit is pretty much the greatest rookie in the history of CSGO, while Vitality's last dance somehow brought an end to Navi's Nuke streak. And that's not even touching on the clutches, the crowd, and the rumored roster shuffles. There's a lot to talk about in the world of Counter-Strike, so let's get into it. Alright, it's YouTube, so you know the deal. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you are into these Counter-Strike related don't-at-me's as much as I am, turn on notifications. I genuinely live to do these, and the support you guys have shown is overwhelming. So, for real, thank you. Okay, I don't want to start getting all misty-eyed, so I'll move on to the good stuff. Well, I do want to cry, but not because y'all are beauties. I want to cry because, bruv, that crowd was one for the ages. Thank you, fine denizens of Denmark, and all visitors in attendance, for making this event so outrageously, unremittingly hype. The Danes live and die for Counter-Strike. We know this. But even by their insane, awesome Viking standards, this was something else. This audience was on one, and so were the casters. I think we can all agree that Scrawny and Launders really stepped up for this one.
Can you let me hear you roar?
So, what were they on about? Well, for starters, the thing that they're always on about. Astralis. Thanks to blameF and Config, who are apparently just the next best duo in Counter-Strike, Astralis are seemingly back before they ever even really left. They Zonix lawed Heroic on Mirage before dumpstering them on Nuke, and hear me out, I think that Lucky may have been born to rifle after all. That said, it was definitely Config who consistently stole the show. For those who don't know, he left Complexity with a hand injury, underwent surgery, and then just showed up on LAN and started smurfing. Look, it's no secret that NA matchmaking is a literal dumpster fire right now. Thing is, after taking like a year and a half off and getting rank decayed back into MG, I've decided that I'm actually gonna try to get back to a rank with some form of black on it. And at this point, I'm willing to try anything. So here goes. Okay, you can do this. Think of all the cheaters you're gonna face. Think of all the silvers you're gonna beat without ranking up. Changing sensitivities has gotten you nowhere. Reses are for cowards. You tried to outrun this moment, but the time is now. Wait. Hold on. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna break my hand just for some free MMR. Like, that's insane. I'll just queue on the EU servers. The question, of course, is whether Astralis are so nasty that, provided that Nip continues to not really be able to field a roster that can stand up next to Device, he actually comes back to Astralis and takes Lucky's spot. Now, I got nothing against Lucky. This kid is an animal and performed like one all weekend. But it's Device. Like, think how sick that would be. Oh, and speaking of Danish insanity, shout out to Cadian for being a literal f***ing demon during his pop-offs. I think Heroic may need to hire an actual exorcist to keep this absolute legend in check. I do think Heroic probably should have beaten Astralis, and if they'd actually managed to close out Mirage, would have, but still. A decent showing from a roster who some are dubbing a kryptonite in the making for Navi. Speaking of kryptonite, of all the rosters to end Navi's once never-ending nuke streak, who would have thought it would be the last gasp of the all-French Vitality?
It's Bit with the first headshot. A little bit of a snap from Simple. Bit, he's got it. 3 at least. Zywoo, all that remains. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, he's going to prioritize plant. They're looking down, swarming all around him. He gets himself into a little bit of cover too. Zywoo, no way! The headshot's his! One final dance from Vitality!
They still lost the series, of course, but what a showing from these soon-to-be fragmented Frenchies. The boys Zywoo and Mistele both went huge, and with Sonic and Dupree and Magisk reportedly making their way into the roster quite soon, very promising of things to come.
Are you proud of what you've managed to achieve for this final time on land in front of a crowd?
Yeah, of course, we are really proud. The team is really proud. Like, we play really good CS, and it was our crown for the 2029, the last event. So yeah, we are really proud.
And going into 2022, what's the goal for Zywoo?
The goal, I don't know, let's see, like maybe win a match or win a match, or maybe, I don't know.
Of course, what everyone really walked away from this weekend talking about is Navi and the era of dominance that they have definitely, undoubtedly, 100% this time ushered in.
But Bit's right here, he stops it, sprays away, the defuse comes off! This may be Vitality's coffin, but it's Navi's castle! The kings of Counter-Strike defend their crowns inside the Royal Arena!
Every time they win something, the Slam, the Major, now Blast, everyone, myself included, always says the same thing. Okay, now we're in the Navi era. But it really seems as if after this weekend, it isn't up for debate anymore. Navi are, without question, the best roster in the world. This is their era. Simple, of course, remains inhuman, and I'm sure you're all sick of hearing me talk about him, so I won't. But I gotta say, this kid Bit is on another level. Easily the greatest rookie CSGO has ever seen. What else? Oh, FaZe. FaZe, I feel like FaZe are one move away from being truly nasty. There isn't much to say, other than with Twists back to his usual insane form, and Olaf being succeeded by, say, Rops eye emoji, I feel like this FaZe could live up to the super team of old. Of course, the only other thing to talk about are the rumored roster moves, which I won't really dive into until announcements start becoming a little bit more official. I will say that it does seem as if Nitro's return to CS is all but confirmed, as reported by 1PV's Nell, which we obviously love to see. He's been running a ton of FPL apparently, and is well on his way to shaking the rust off, I imagine. In fact, I happened to queue into a retake server with him last weekend, and took it as an opportunity to pay the Liquid squad of old a little tribute.
Yo, Nitro, I'm gonna cold zero this guy. Just for you, homie.
Of course, there are tons of other moves on everyone's mind as well. The rest of the Liquid rebuild, rumors of Stu and Tim to EG, Munacy to G2, but we'll have no idea what's real and what's not until things start becoming a little more official. Until then, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. I think that I'm gonna actually take some of the old videos. Colten's gonna appreciate this shout out. We used to do really, really intricate skits in the office. And like, oh my God, man, the lengths that Colten in particular used to go to make these skits. I remember one time he set up a black and white horror movie downstairs, and like he literally put black sheets on all the walls and all the windows, and he shot like a fucking neo-noir interrogation scene, like with the light in the face and like the fucking Bogart style. Like this stuff that we used to do was absolutely insane. Like he would be like, hey, I have to go film a scene. I remember the fucking Melty Blood auditions, Colten had to go out by a dumpster in the freezing cold and put like a sign of, oh man, like he's gonna know all this stuff I'm talking about.